What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, we're going to be talking about my day one experience in King Arthur's Legends Rise, a brand new fantasy RPG game that looks amazing and has lots to do in game. If you guys want to check out this game, make sure you guys check out the link in the description below and the pinned comment. You guys can join using my link. I'm going to go over my day one free-to-play experience, and I'm going to show you guys some tips and tricks in some areas that you guys might not be aware of or might want to avoid jumping into so that you guys can get the best experience and progress for your first day in this game. Trust me, this game is super fun so far and it's got my attention, and I think it might be fun for you guys as well. So make sure you guys check it out. So let's jump right into it. So first of all, you guys can check out my progress here. I'm level 19. I've played this game probably about 8 hours in total, relatively actively, I would say. There's actually very good levels of progress, and the game really holds your hand through a lot of it. Great explanations. If you're looking for the info, it's in game. You can find out exactly what things do and what you need to do those things. I'm going to provide you guys some tips along the way. So when you guys first start out your game, you guys going to have King Arthur as your starting character here. So King Arthur, he's actually a very decent damage dealer. You can tell right away that he hits pretty hard. His animations look really good as well. But honestly, this guy is not really the star of the show. The star of the show is his sister, half-sister. Anyways, Kay here is actually the star of the show, and it should be your main priority throughout the beginning of your journey. Right away, you can tell that she hits super hard. She has an AoE attack, which means it attacks everybody on the field. And you can tell that she does a lot of damage. She also has a single target hit, multi-hit as well. And so she does really good against one target as well, laying lots of damage on them. Similar to Arthur, but Kay actually brings an area attack, so she can kill multiple enemies at once instead of just hitting one enemy. To me, she is the main focus of my account so far on this first day, and should be the champion that you invest the most in right away. On the subject of investment of champions, your second investment probably should be King Arthur himself. Him being a rare, it makes him easier to invest in. His leveling up cost is actually not as much as obviously legendary champions that will get along the way. So both King Arthur and Kay are great together, both rares, both cheap and economical to level up. So that's going to be my top tip to at least get your first day started properly. So don't worry about legendaries or anything like that. Focus on the rares, conserve your resources for now. All right, so right now, this is after, probably about 8 hours of play. But when you first start out, your estate doesn't really look as daunting. You won't have too many areas open. So the way you open these areas is actually through the main story mode. You have to go through the main story mode to progress your account and to progress everything about your estate and open everything up. By opening things up, you have access to more resources. You have access to different areas of the game that can do different things for you, like the forge, like the arena or the Coliseum, for example. So make sure you guys focus on day one, the main story. You guys will be slogging through. So I'm almost done the normal mode after about 8 hours of play or so. But you guys will be slogging through these chapters. And when you guys get stuck, there's a couple of things that you guys can do to kind of progress your account so that you guys can progress through whatever area you're stuck in. What you guys want to do is basically level up your champions. So the easiest ones, like I said, is Kay and King Arthur because they're rares. And then obviously focusing a little bit on the gear. So that's going to be my next kind of focus point, is the gear part of this. So for example here, my Kay is my best geared champion, although I don't have too many options of gear right away. What you guys want to do is not go too crazy on low level gear, 1-star, 2-star gear. Of course, you will need to level up your gear a little bit just so you can progress some of those levels in the main story mode if you guys get stuck. If you guys can get away without leveling the gear at all, don't do it. Only do it when you get stuck. This is important because leveling up gear is actually super expensive. I'm starting to feel it right now because in the beginning, 1- and 2-star gear is actually very cheap to level. But once you start getting into the higher rarity gear, so I have a 4-star helmet here on my K, and it's actually very expensive to level relative to the amount of gold that you pick up. And you will find that gold actually is used in a lot of areas in this game and should be conserved as much as possible. All right, so while you're focusing on the main story mode, if you get stuck as well, if you need materials to level up your champions, you have to go to this area called the restricted area here, and then you have to go to these power-up dungeons. What you want to do is to go into the plane of beasts. So this little warthog here, he actually gives you the resources to level up your champions. So when you get stuck and you need your champions to basically progress your account further through the main story mode, you want to maybe level them up and then use these resources here. So for example, this piggy, you can kind of farm the early resources in the lower levels relatively easily here. So you get the blue, green, and black stones here from the lower levels, and they should be able to be done with your lower level champions, maybe like level 30 or level 40, just what you start off with. Again, focusing on rares because it conserves your resources so that you can have, meaningful progress for as little resource spent as possible. Also, guys, make sure you guys clear out some of the red dots for you guys on this interface here, just because it does give you a bunch of free additional resources that you might actually need. The main ones here to really look out for is actually the gems. The red gems, you seem to get them all the time. You seem to get like little bits all the time. You're like, yes, I have lots of them. But actually the gems, you actually don't get a lot of them for what you want to use them for. And of course, everyone's going to see this Lake Avalon here, and they're going to want to spend all their gems. Look at all the gems I can spend for these summons. I can buy 10 summons here and try to get this, super nice Guinevere or Merlin or whatever, right? But honestly, you don't want to spend your gems here because getting the champion doesn't actually mean that your account will actually progress, especially if you're stuck in the main story. And that's where you really want to focus your first day, or at least the first little bit of your account on. So the best way to actually use your gems instead of shard summoning is actually buying stamina. So stamina will actually come from this shop here. So from the shop, you go to the packages, and then you go to daily, and it will have this daily stamina charge here. So you can see here, I actually bought, I believe 6. So once 6 stamina here, it actually increases in price. So the first stamina pack you buy is actually, I believe 50 gems. And after that, it's 100 up to your 6th one, and then it increases to 150. So in the beginning, I feel like as long as you have the stamina, you can actually use the stamina into things like, for example, the dungeon with the warthog. Farm up, leveling up materials. You also farm up experience at the same time. So if you guys bring a team into the dungeon here, Plane of Beasts, and your champions are not fully leveled up, then you will actually level them up in the process while you're also farming up material to level them up. So it's actually a really nice spot, right? So, and that requires stamina. So having stamina, having the gems, and having the gemstones to be able to buy stamina is actually really, really important, just to basically push your account through those blockades in the main storyline. And once you complete the main storyline, you will start unlocking parts of your estate. Like for example, like these steel mill, lumber mill resources, the Colosseum, for example, like the forge. You need the forge too, right? At some point. And actually you would also unlock this extra mode called adventure mode. So adventure mode actually is interesting because it's kind of the more storyline part of this game, and it gives you free resources along the way. So you basically do this with no stamina required. You can spend a ton of time in this. So for me, I basically just blitzed through it because I just wanted to see exactly what I was dealing with. And I noticed that you get a bunch of free resources for no stamina spent. So this is open after completing a certain, I forgot which level, but in the main story. So the main story in the beginning of this game definitely drives the progress of your account. So that is 100% where all of your focus should be on, at least in the beginning, guys. So just to recap, focus on King Arthur, focus on Kay as your main, like highest ranked champions, best geared. Focus on the Warthog dungeon to get the materials to level your guys up. Focus on the main story. Keep pushing that main story as far as you can to open up all the areas in the game. And then make sure you guys pick up stamina with your gems. Make sure you guys conserve your resources the best you can, especially gold. This will probably be spent the most by leveling up gear. So conserve the spending on your gear if you can. So only level up gear that is higher rarity, or if you absolutely have to progress through a certain blockade in the main story. All right, guys, that's all I got for this first video, guys. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe. Like I said, make sure you guys check out the game. It's in the description below, in the pinned comments. The link, use my link if you guys are interested in jumping by. And this is the day one, basically startup that I got for you guys. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the game, what you guys think about my tips, and how my progress is after about 8 hours of this game. So far, like I said, it's been really enjoyable. There's a lot to do in this game. There's actually too much to do in this game for a super casual player. So it's definitely going to hit a lot of players' interest in terms of their gaming profile. And like I said, I'm fully free to play. I'm just enjoying the game right now without paying any money, and it's very enjoyable. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Like I said, hit up the link for the game in the pinned comments and the description below. Make sure you guys check out the game, and I'll see you guys in the next video.